that, the last one had a couple of like political songs on it, but it was more subtle, kind of socially aware songs, I would say. I think, to be honest, we were writing all over the world. We're spending lots of time in lots of different countries, and I think Where Wanderlust was a very introverted, very personal album about the band and our personal lives and some reflections there. When we were doing this album, we were having a lot of conversations about, Occupy, the Barclays scandal. We had a change in government, with, the coalition, the election. We had the hacking scandal. We had the general financial crisis. And there was lots of stories and conversations about that because there was some incidences where it directly affected us.
I see we're greedy boys, but I'm sorry, I must stop you at the door.
We are so connected to traffic, all the different types of traffic going around the world. I mean, I think in some ways, if you look through history, some of the best arts come out of some of the most awful times, like before the Berlin Wall. People always have this argument that Berlin was a lot more artistic before the wall went down because people had something to fight against. I mean, I think in some ways, I wouldn't say that was a good thing because then the world would be, just how it is now. We want things to be better, no? So, but yeah, I think in some ways that's true. I mean, I think a big problem is that you have too many monopolies in terms of the press. It's like one person owning TV, radio, newspapers, all of this stuff. That for me means that you've got that group of people or that person's viewpoint coming out of the press. In England it's Rupert Murdoch. Here, you have your own situation. And I think that, I don't think that's good because I think it's good for newspapers to compete against each other and to be more independent.
I believed in you. Well, I was wrong. I believed you'd make me better. I was wrong.
Well, I believed in you was just about, in England we have a coalition now that, I didn't vote for. So I feel very unrepresented because neither of the parties involved in the coalition really kind of align with my views. And I think that there's a lot of bullshit, to be quite honest, when people are going to be elected. When politicians go to be elected, they will say anything and they will do anything, to be elected. I know this is an old story, it's been said many times before, but I think that song was kind of very fresh for us because we, Nick Clegg, our Liberal Democrat leader, got voted literally because he said something very funny and witty in a debate on television, and suddenly he's supposed to be running the country. But he gets into power, and really it's the Tories running the party, and every single thing that the Liberal Democrat Party wanted to put forward, they can't do anything. So, and I think there were a lot of people that really believed in that situation that are very disappointed by it.
I believe to shine your light and save my world like Superman or boy. I believed in you. Well, I was wrong.
It was, I think, easier in some ways because we afforded ourselves a lot more time to do it. I mean, it's always been such a rush in the past, or it's felt like it's been such a rush. Whereas this one, like Skin said, it was written over 12 months. So, but saying that, we never really finished any of the songs. We had 55 ideas. We whittled that down to 20 something, and we went into the studio with 16 skeletal songs because we wanted to record it in a completely different way. We wanted to. Before, we've always done like all the drums and then all the bass, and then me and Cass would go home, and then we'd leave these two in the studio for weeks, and then to finish everything up, But we all wanted to be involved on every level this time, and so to do that, we did one song at a time.
I think we had a very interesting approach because I think it's quite a scary thing to get somebody from outside the band, like somebody who's an expert in samples, and bring them in, because then you have an outside person right in the core, right in the middle of your soup, your cauldron when you're cooking up your music. And so for us, we did a lot of sampling, but we sampled ourselves. We did a lot of sampling of Ace, we did a lot of sampling of Mark, we'd sampled other instruments, didn't we?
Yeah, it was, and it was kind of organic electronics as well, because we had used our own beats rather than kind of going to a library or ripping off other bands and stealing their parts. We thought, we're all musicians, we can play all these things, but we need to manipulate them to sound a certain way, to sound a modern way, or to fit into the song for a vibe.
Will you do me the favor?
Go slit your skinny throat. Let your blood flow freely so all your boys can choke as I rise to defeat you on Revolution Road, where your rules and your failures will show. There's a lot of experimentation on this album, lots of different things, and I think on this album we've probably got the broadest spectrum of music that we've ever done. I mean, Drowning is the first time we've ever done a track like that, ever. You know, it's like almost Massive Attack, you know, or Meal Sunday or something like that. It's very kind of smooth, a lot of strings, a lot of sampling of ourselves, and then you go to Sticky Fingers, which is like one of the heaviest tracks we've ever done. And then Diving Down and Hero are some of the most beautiful things that we've ever done, you know.
Oh, I hope when you're sleeping, your guns are close at hand. Who knows who's cheating to steal your contraband that you gained in abundance from gutter living poor? One day they will take it no more.
I think that it's better for us to do what we like, and I think we create our own rules by having a broad amount of experimentation. I think that on this album we definitely got to the edge of our boundaries in some ways, and those are the ones that we're going to break next time.
I believed in you. Well, I was wrong.
Hi, my name is Ace.
Hi, my name is Skin,
Hi, my name is Mark, and we are Skunk Anansie.
and you are watching TVN On Stage. Enjoy.